Cinematic is such a buzzword, and really what happens when you start to work with the footage in post-production. When you're on location, as long as you make sure to keep your exposure neutral or slightly underexposed, the colors as flat as possible, as well as sticking to your plan and avoid rapid movements, you are pretty much okay. But what is not a buzzword is pilot anxiety, despite that you have all your papers and gear in order, especially when you're flying around people. There's always this someone that needs to approach you either to educate you, or because they're generally interested in what you're doing, or even yell at you because they feel that their privacy has been invaded. Like spying on a Karen in her 60s without bra would kick my interest. Let me know if you share the same fear, and I will make a separate video about how I deal with this topic. But anyway, regardless if this actually happens or not, most of us have the fear that it will happen. And this is why it's important that you know some basic shots that you can pull off under pressure, making sure that you get good footage to work with when you get back home. Even not under pressure, you might think that this combination of raising the drone while turning it and tilting the gimbal looks really cool on the small screen. But trust me on this one, I've been cursing and swearing many times when I got back home rewatching my footage because it was simply all over the place and did not support the story that I wanted to tell. Let me show you some of the basic shots that I use all the time that 100% will impress your reptile DSLR friends, as they will not be capable of getting anything close to this from the ground with their own camera. It does not matter what drone you are flying, it works for all GPS assisted drones. The establishing shot. Use this shot to set the scene of the video. We humans need an establishing shot to put what we see into context, not to be disoriented or confused. Position your drone high and frame the shot so everything fits inside the view. No weird cutoffs towards the edges. You can add a slow push in or out to add a subtle movement to the scene. This is basically the only time where you need to go high and far away from the objects. Because there's a max altitude on the drone, it does not mean that you need to use it all the time. Pass by an object, but don't pan. The first thing people do apart from slamming the drone into maximum height is to start panning the drone. Don't do this, it looks awful and very amateurish. And the footage will not hold up well against the high turning speed of the camera. I wonder where this idea came from. Imagine if you did that every time you got a new cell phone. It's just a camera, treat it like that, and you will be rewarded accordingly. A better solution is to sideward pass an object without turning. In this way, you will get a nice fluid motion if the speed is not too high. Don't go too high with the gimbal angle down, as keeping the drone in level with the object will help the look and feel of this particular shot. Fly low and close to objects. Drone footage shot from high above are often boring and less engaging. Let's be honest, in most cases it's more fun to watch paint dry. Get low and close to what you're filming. It creates a feeling of action and it looks really cool. Your drone can go places that previously were impossible even in low altitude because it's airborne. These shots will always be impressive, and something that will leave the jumpy gimbal people drooling all over the place, as they will never be able to achieve anything close to this. Over water, that's a no-brainer. Use that to your advantage. Bonus tip, you might want to consider locking your exposure if you decide to fly through something where the light is changing along the path. The top-down shot. Top-downs are condensed awesomeness and very unique to drones. Start by positioning your drone, tilt the gimbal 90 degrees downward and fly along the lines in the frame. That will by far give you the best result. You can also fly perpendicular to a pattern for fun, creating some remarkable effects. It goes without saying, top-down shots over people is probably not a good idea. And it's probably illegal in most parts of the world if you fly something that is bigger than the Mini 2. Manual point of interest. This is likely my most used drone shot, but also the hardest one to pull off. Instead of the camera pointing out, it's centered towards a specific point, making these shots really stand out. This requires muscle memory to make it smooth, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy and it will feel like second nature. Place the drone with the object of interest in the center. Start moving the drone sideward with the right stick, keeping the object in the center of the frame by counter-turning the yaw with the left stick. Make sure to leave enough room in the beginning and the end of the clip to cut away, as it requires a little bit of both roll and yaw timing to make it smooth. And you probably won't nail that until you are a few seconds into the shot. Once it's locked in, then don't move a muscle and let it film until you have enough footage for your editing, plus a few seconds more. Let me throw in a bonus shot, the reveal shot. A reveal shot is always very nice and sometimes unexpected. Place your drone behind an obstacle blocking the camera and simply increase the altitude until whatever is behind the obstacle is being revealed. This move can also be done by moving the drone sideways in tripod mode while increasing the altitude. Be careful adding not too much movement, as this could potentially ruin the shot. The reveal could be used to lead into your establishing shot. In general, any straight movement that will reveal the bigger picture is ideal for an opening scene. This could also be used in reverse, where you land behind the obstacle to close out a scene. So these are the 6 drone shots that I use most of the time when I'm out filming. Which one do you use? Let me know in the comment below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you around.